A great piece by Caitlin Johnstone in Medium.com that came out November 2nd. Following Caitlin Johnstone is a treat. She is fantastic. If you're a progressive and you don't know who she is, please start reading her. She was just like many of us, a fed up progressive Bernie supporter, and is talking the truth. And she has a great column here that I'll go into some of the points that we've talked about more, but about the kind of the fallout from the Donna Brazile Politico article and then the subsequent interview on TV. But I have to read you Caitlin Johnstone's writing, and the link is in the show notes below, because I it's so great. We all feel a little vindicated. And then, of course, the crazy thing is after Donna Brazile said this, the DNC primary was rigged, then still mainstream media, corporate Democrats were then trying to smear her. Like, oh, so Donna Brazile, that was in charge of the Al Gore campaign in 2000, was DNC chair. Oh, she's just a buffoon idiot that now she's incompetent, she's crazy, she's shitty or whatever. Like, oh, so then what does that say about your organization if you hired this person that you knew was so awful and incompetent and a turncoat for the better part of 20 years? And then, like, it's hard to be like, as a progressive, as someone that saw the DNC rob the primary from Bernie Sanders, and they're just blatant cheaters, to be like, I did not think it would be Donna Brazile that was going to come up. But the question is, why is Donna Brazile doing this? But here's what Caitlin Johnstone wrote, because it's hilarious. An excerpt from Donna Brazile's upcoming book has been published in Politico, in which the corrupt weasel who's been sleazing her way up the D.C. political ladder since the Dukakis campaign flips on Hillary Clinton and former DNC chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz to make herself look like a virtuous hero, the first rat to bail from a sinking ship. Such a great way to sum it up. Why is Donna Brazile doing this? She's bailing. She knows it's coming, and this is to save her ass. If Donna Brazile was a part of this, and she's just playing this like, I didn't know what was going on, like, I thought it was a legitimate business. I didn't know we were doing mafioso things. I had no idea. They were legitimate businessmen, as far as I understood. And then this is a great point, too. Caitlin Johnstone says, smart publishing companies will be soliciting Wasserman Schultz, John Podesta, David Brock, and Robbie Mook for book deals about now, because the backstabbing will be spectacular. She's talking about how Donna Brazile was like, oh, I was grief-stricken. That Clinton had taken over DNC operations long before becoming the party nominee is just the latest in a long series of revelations confirming things burners have been saying for over a year now, while being dismissed as conspiracy theorists by Democratic Party loyalists. This is also coming off the back of Twitter's admission that it hid half of all hashtag DNC leaks mentions in the lead up to the general election, despite the fact that only 2% were considered to have come from suspicious accounts. This is like how you can believe the corporate media and the Democratic Party is so much better than the Republicans. It's just laughable. And there's just evidence after evidence after evidence. As the Young Turks' Michael Tracy rightly notes, people who pointed out at the time that tweets with this hashtag seemed to be hidden from view by Twitter admin were called conspiracy freaks. The American people were trying to communicate with each other about a very real thing that had been revealed about their democratic process, and Twitter actively worked to prevent them from doing so. Can you fucking imagine if a week or two ago, when all the Harvey Weinstein and all the stuff and the hashtag Me Too, can you imagine if Twitter would have actively subjugated that those hashtags, those tweets, those things trending, if hashtag me too, because that's what this was, DNC leaks. It was, as Caitlin Johnstone rightly points out, it was a bunch of Americans going, hey, this is messed up. This information's coming out. The DNC, the Podesta emails, the primary's rigged. Clinton had control of it, and they squashed it. Can you imagine if they squashed Me Too? Oh, I don't want to hear it. All these women doing hashtag Me Too, they're conspiracy theorists. These men that were sexually harassed and assaulted, they're conspiracy theorists. Can you fucking imagine this shit? This is what just sickens me, the hypocrisy of this shit. The thing Twitter was keeping from people was discussing the undeniable revelation in the DNC emails that the Democratic National Convention had violated the impartiality clause of their own charter, and the DNC chairwoman permitted a clear us versus them culture in the committee, as revealed by the content of their communications. Here's the other thing, and I talked about this in the Glenn Greenwald article. One of the lies that has been perpetrated recently after the Donna Brazile stuff, but this has been going on since last summer, is, oh, the WikiLeaks emails were doctored. They were falsified. Not one single person has come forward and said, that was my email, but here's the original email, right? Wouldn't you do that? I know I would. If somebody showed, oh, Graham Elwood sent these emails saying all this awful crap, and I went back through my emails and said, wait a minute, this is the email to this person on this date and time that you're claiming. Here's the original. You changed it. Wouldn't you do that, especially with something as severe as this? Of course, no one has done that. No one has come forward and said, somebody doctored my original email. No one has said that. So WikiLeaks and the Podesta emails are accurate. The Podesta emails, of course, proving that then Vice Chair Brazile had served as a mole against the Sanders campaign and passed multiple debate questions in advance to Hillary Clinton, which we know, showing Clinton campaign staffers conspiring with the DNC to schedule debates and primaries in a way that benefited Clinton, showing blatant collusion between the Clinton campaign and the supposedly neutral news media to get Hillary into the White House. And then anyone that says this, oh, Clinton didn't get the nomination fair square, is dismissed as a conspiracy theorist, a violent burn bro, whatever. And she just goes, yeah, and she brings up a great point here. Now Democrats have a favorable opinion of George W. Bush. Jimmy Dore's talked about this. I've seen them talk about it on Young Turks. Nothing. George Bush hasn't changed. He's still the guy that lied about weapons of mass destruction to then kill millions of Iraqis, and thousands of Americans died because of his lying oil war. It just goes on. And then what Donna Brazile does a great point of, like, a tweet from Amy Siskind saying from May of 2016, the system isn't rigged against Sanders, the burn bros heads will explode in 3, 2, 1, and all these articles that came out last summer in 2016. And then it's like, here's the article in Disobedient Media, then showing what just happened from Donna Brazile. Sally Albright tweeting June 19th, 2016, Ari Berman, Democratic primary wasn't rigged. And this guy, Ari Berman, wrote this bullshit article in thenation.com a year ago. But now Clinton and Sanders supporters should unite on making it easier to vote, right? Sally Albright, part of the problem. Calling anybody a conspiracy theorist. All this proves, dear reader, is that the mainstream consensus reality is considerably less reliable than your own personal assessment of things. Don't listen to the confident-sounding assertions of pundits and politicians. Don't believe what you are told by CNN and the New York Times. Don't believe me either, she says. And I say the same thing. Don't believe me. Trust your own inner sense maker, because the people whose job it is to tell you what's going on are proven liars and manipulators. You're more likely to get close to the truth by stabbing for it in the darkness at random than you are by listening to people who have proven time and time again that their only job is to lie to you while selling your attention to advertisers. Your own intuition and information gathering skills are infinitely more reliable instruments of truth finding, no matter how fucking rusty they are. I added the fuck. Those weren't her words. And her last line, the oppression machine is crumbling, but it'll fall a whole lot faster if we all plant our feet and scream our truth. Goddamn right. Caitlin Johnstone. She's awesome. And I so love reading this kind of stuff, and she makes such a great point. They try to tell us we're crazy. They try to tell us we're conspiracy theorists. And every time I do the Jimmy Dore Show live, it brings me back to sanity. And if you don't live in Los Angeles, I hope you can see him on the road or get with a group of progressives, because it's easy to sit here all alone at your computer or watching the news and think you're crazy. And you hang out with your friends that are neocons or neoliberals and you think you're crazy, and you're not. The truth is the fucking truth. The truth is the truth. If Bernie Sanders won the nomination the way Hillary did, I would disavow of him. I would just say, oh, we got my guy in there. Well, he cheated better than her, so he wins. Fuck that. Don't do that. Back the truth. Be a member, a card-carrying member of the Truth Party, and call out the bullshit no matter where it is. Even if it hurts you, even if it's like someone, man, I really thought this politician was gonna, you'll feel better, and it'll make the world better. Thanks for watching this show. Thanks for supporting it. Let's try to get the Patreon up to $1,000 so I can hire a producer. I can hire just a part-time producer, do so much more work, then I can spend more time on research and everything else. Like and subscribe too. The more you guys subscribe, YouTube has been kind of unsubscribing people. You might not know. Maybe you got unsubscribed, so check. If you haven't subscribed to the show, please subscribe. It helps my numbers, my algorithm, everything with YouTube. Helps my money with them. Thank you.